the fellow passenger here. In this video, I'm going to do another little experiment where I try something silly. So you know those old school comedy TV film things where someone turns around and by accident smacks someone with a plank in the head, and then they turn the other direction and smack them again, and then they go back and forth, and it's not particularly funny, but there was some idea that if you just do it enough times, it will be funny eventually. And I'm wondering if that applies to audio effects as well in Ableton, that if a delay is pretty boring, if you just add more and more and more, will it become funny eventually? And that's what I would like to try. I have great doubts in this technique, but we shall find out. So I'm just going to pick a sample. Here's something I recorded my SH 101 at some point. Yeah, how about that sound? And then we can just loop that really. Okay, let's start this idea with adding too many delays. I think I'm allowed to set them to different settings, aren't I? That I can just do. Is that funny? I'm not sure it is. It's even difficult to stop the track. Maybe you have to. It becomes funny if you have lots of, not just delays, you just have lots of, so that's delay chain. We can finally do that, so we can get it quiet. So if we do, let's say, if we add a rhythmical filter to this, and then we'd add too many of those as well. Let's see if that becomes funny. Maybe a different shape. If we offset that, is that funny? How many do you need for it to become funny? If I add another delay after this, that's just going to become ridiculously loud. We're not doing that today. Reverbs. So if you do short reverbs, but quite a lot of them, it just became very quiet. But if we add a utility in before that, so we can just make it really loud before. Maybe we need another utility at the end. Or should we use a compressor just to like squash it all? Too much compression. All right, cover your ears, it's going to get loud. Okay, I think that's it for that video. I don't know if I would describe it as funny, but I think it sounded pretty interesting, and I don't think, well, no, interesting is right. It wasn't interesting. The sound was pretty good, but was it worth the effort? Not really. I don't know. Good little exercise anyway. See if you can come up with something like that, but your own take, and probably more musical and interesting. Anyway, check out my Patreon if you haven't already. Also my other videos. If you're into IDM music, experimenting with Ableton, there's going to be some hardware videos coming soon, if it hasn't already by the time I post this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you again, and thank you. Goodbye.